Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
Hello, viewers. This video, whether you choose to accept it or not, is the Newfangled Motion Picture Show review of Mission Impossible Fallout. The infamous Mission Impossible that cost Warner Brothers an unknown amount of money to remove Henry Cavill's mustache in Justice League.
I think it's funny that the movie's known for that now. Both movies are known.
Both movies are known for that. Well, what's funny is the difference there being that Mission Impossible is a good movie, in addition to forcing Warner Brothers to digitally remove a mustache, whereas Justice League was just bad all around.
And what a glorious mustache it was.
Yeah.
So
I am Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Mission Impossible Fallout. And then we'll do a spoiler warning and go more in-depth into it.
Right.
So, Mission Impossible is one of the few series whose sequels are frequently better than the previous movies.
Yeah, people have been saying that lately too.
I think 2 was the low point, and then they've just gotten better since.
Yeah, it was like 1 was alright, 1 was like, though it like took off, it was really famous for some sequences, especially like Tom Cruise like being lowered into that room.
Yeah.
And that got parodied forever. It was like the bullet time shot of its day.
Right.
But anyway, and then 2 wasn't very good, but then 3 and on they've gotten pretty good, and this is no exception. This is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it has everything you want from a Mission Impossible movie. It's got espionage, spy thriller moments, really tense, like, you know, one side trying to like fake out the other and get the upper hand, and then a lot of good action sequences, particularly chase scenes. The Mission Impossible movies, I think, more than anything else, are known for chase scenes.
Yep. You got motorcycle chases, car chases, foot chases, helicopter chases. I thought for a minute we were gonna have a boat chase, but that didn't pan out. But
yeah, so yeah, it's an all around good movie. Had a good balance of the action to the story.
Yeah.
You know, once you've already accepted the sort of over the top nature of some of the gadgets and things they have, like the thing that 3D prints the rubber masks and stuff like that.
Right.
Once you get past that, which I mean,
that's been a hallmark.
Mission
Impossible since the beginning, though.
So like once you get past that, there's nothing that you see in this movie where you're just like, no. You know, like someone like, especially like the Pierce Brosnan Bond movies had a lot of gadgets that were
later,
just like,
before they rebooted Bond and took a more serious approach. Yeah, there was a lot of just way over the top, like, come on.
I think the Pierce Brosnan ones were the worst offender.
Yeah, you just kind of go, oh, come on, guys. But then the Mission Impossible, like, it walks that line of like a little bit over the top gadget stuff that you kind of want from a spy thriller, but then at the same time it's still like the plot is a lot, you can take the plot a lot more seriously.
Yeah, so it has that, like I said, it has that really good balance, and I appreciate this movie that it didn't introduce anything that was like, it didn't introduce any new crazy technology that hasn't already been established in this universe.
No.
Which is sort of a problem that like the Bond movies have, is that like each movie they sort of up the ante on the gadgets, and it feels like a crutch. In a lot of those movies you feel like this gadget's just in here because the writers were being lazy.
Right. Whereas the only real gadget that you find in Mission Impossible is the mask thing, and they kind of like
the trackers.
Yeah, tracking devices and the masks, and they kind of like make light of that. At one point, the director of the CIA makes fun of them for like all their rubber masks and stuff.
Yeah,
but the rubber masks get used in clever ways to do clever things.
Right, and you know, one of the hallmarks of the Mission Impossible movies is the like we build up a scene where we're leading you towards one conclusion. Like there's the obvious way, but then they drop these hints that make you think, "Oh, I know what's really going on here." And then that's also not what's going on at all.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in particular that they did a really good job on. I'll mention it more in the spoiler part, but it was like probably 2/3 of the way through the movie, I think.
Yeah, the movie's pretty long.
Yeah, it's over 2 hours.
It's about just under 2.5 hours. It's like 2 hours and 27 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also I didn't have any, like, the performances were all good. The
Yeah, well, I mean, these are all pretty well established actors at this point, though.
right, and then
I don't think this.
there's nobody new.
I don't think
or
there was
anything,
any new characters except for Henry Cavill's character.
as far as major characters go. And then a lot of the stunts and everything were real, like you know,
usual.
they had there was one stunt where it looked, you could tell it was a little CG, but it was like Tom Cruise it's in the trailer. Tom Cruise gets on a motorcycle and he's hit by a car and he gets thrown from the motorcycle and it shows him rolling across the ground. And that when he hits the ground and rolls, that looks CG, but then when he comes to a stop, you know, I think they spliced some stuff there together.
But I mean, you can look at that and you kind of tell it's fake because Tom Cruise hits a car on a motorcycle going like 50 miles an hour, rolls along the pavement and gets up with nary a scratch and a limp for, you know, a scene.
Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah. So yeah, well, these are the kind of things that you come to expect from the Mission Impossible movies. Crazy. There's always in the climax. There's always something crazy going on, or there's always a stunt that the movie's sort of known for, like Tom Cruise hanging off the side of that airplane with the cargo strap.
Yeah.
Like he's Nathan Drake.
Or climbing the outside of that building in
Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one, there's it's in the trailer. There's this helicopter chase sequence that is like really Mission Impossible Tom Cruise stunt.
Yep.
So,
but it's really well done.
Yeah. I really have no complaints about this movie at all. So,
it's it's a very entertaining movie. If you are willing to sit through a movie as long as it is in the theater, I definitely recommend going to see it.
Henry Cavill actually runs out of ammo and a gun at one point.
Yeah.
After like a reasonable amount of shots from it.
Yeah, and he said he's pretty disappointed by it.
Yeah, he looks pretty disappointed by his empty gun. Yeah, so highly recommend you go see this movie.
Yep. So, spoiler warning?
Spoiler warning.
Okay, so I was reading, like, Simon Pegg got into really good shape for this movie, and you can see it, like, on him. Like, usually he's kind of, like, real skinny, but,
that
like...
scene where he's driving the boat, you can really tell.
Yeah, like, his shirt, like, is tight enough on him.
Well, it's like the wind is, like, pushing his shirt back, and you can kind of see it, the shape of his torso, and he's in really good shape in this movie. Wolf Blitzer as Wolf Blitzer.
Yep. That was kind of funny. They used this. You called it too. There was this guy who built the atomic bombs for the bad guy. The bad guy stole some plutonium, and then this other guy built these bombs, and so they trick him. They set up a car crash, so the guy wakes up in the hospital, and there's the news is on, and there's Wolf Blitzer talking about
these bombings
going off
Jerusalem and the Vatican and Mecca.
Right. And so that was like his plan all along, because then it was like you create such a travesty and then there'll be peace. It's this crazy plan. You kill a whole bunch of people and then everyone will unite.
Well,
for
in
peace.
particular, they mentioned he had a lot of anti-religious views in his manifesto.
And so they made a deal with him, if you it says they'll read his or have Wolf Blitzer read his manifesto on the air, and then in exchange the guy will unlock his phone so they can get at the information on his phone. And so you lean over to me like, they could just be faking this, right?
Yeah, I was like, it'd be real easy for them to fake a news broadcast to that TV.
Right. And so exactly what happens. As soon as he's reading off, they unlock the phone, says we got it, and then like
the walls fall
away, and then there's Wolf Blitzer, but he takes, and it's like Simon Pegg under the mask. He rips the mask off. It's not Wolf Blitzer.
It's always Simon Pegg under the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that switcheroo scene I was talking about, where they like really did a good job of like tricking the audience, was that scene in the tunnels.
Yeah,
where like
under Paris,
where it looks like,
or no, under London.
Or yeah, it was under London. Yeah, and like there was the obvious thing. There's the hints of what's really going on, and then there's that's not actually what's going on. This is what's going on. Mm-hmm. So it's like the obvious thing is Tom Cruise is taking Simon Pegg who's wearing a mask of the bad guy of Solomon Lane off to go make this exchange. And Henry Cavill's left to guard him, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, I know what's really going on," because like Henry Cavill's really working with the bad guys. He's going to
let
Solomon Lane go, and like he starts to do that, and then he realizes that it's not really Solomon Lane, and that's what it's like. Oh, this is Simon Pegg, and this is all just to catch Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So that was a really well done scene,
because they had also in that scene they had knocked out Alec Baldwin's character, and they were going rogue and all this stuff, and it turns out Alec Baldwin, the IMF director, he wasn't knocked out. He comes up behind Henry Cavill with a gun, and then Henry Cavill disarms him and goes, but the gun's empty, and he's like, oh, maybe this one's loaded. And he's got the drop on him.
Yeah, so that was a really well done scene.
Although you'd think a well-trained CIA operative would be able to tell as soon as he grabbed the gun that it's not loaded from the weight, unless it's just like in the moment.
I mean, it's just in the moment.
There's a big weight difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah. So, yeah, and like I said, I had no major complaints with this movie. There are some things that I know for a fact that could have been done to those nuclear bombs to
make them not
nuclear. I mean, there are things that could have easily been done that would have potentially still leaked radiation into the immediate area, but wouldn't have been fission. Wouldn't have caused a fission reaction with the nuclear material.
Yeah, well, they had needed this contrived. They had this whole contrived thing. There's two nukes, and they have to be they have to be disarmed at the exact same time.
Or if you disarm one, it would set off the other one.
Yeah, there's a microwave emitter on it or something.
But they could only do it if this trigger plug was removed from the detonation remote because reasons.
Yeah, and then also if you disarmed one... Yeah, so if you disarmed one, it would detonate the other, and then if you tried to disarm either of them without that thing being taken out of the remote, they would go off. And...
Yeah, so... But I mean, like I said, there are things you could have done if you just shifted the explosives on the device itself that crushes the plutonium, it wouldn't have been fissionable, because those have to be very precisely timed. Things like that. I mean, and these are all things that Simon Pegg should know.
Or Ving Rhames.
I mean,
who was the one disarming them.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, he knew how to do it. Anyway,
yeah, either of them should have known that, but it's a movie.
Something else, like at first I thought that Henry Cavill would turn out to be switch, because Henry Cavill's the whole point of his character at first was because the CIA didn't trust the IMF to get the job done.
Right.
So Henry Cavill was there to to keep an eye on him. I thought at first like he would turn out to be, he'd be like, all right, we'll do it the IMF way because he realizes they know what they're doing or whatever. But then the moment that he hands the phone to the CIA director, and he's like, "This is the phone taken off of the one guy's body, and it's clearly not the phone because we had a close-up look at this damaged phone that was on his body."
The fight.
And then he hands over a phone that's completely pristine. I'm like, oh, well, obviously he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so go see this movie. It's really good.
It's pretty good.
All right. So I think that's all we got for this one. Coming up, I think our next one might be Bloodfest. And then we've got Christopher Robin this month. Black Klansman, maybe The Meg. Not sure on that one yet. Mile 22, Alpha. So we got stuff coming up. Oh, Happy Time Murders. So we've got stuff coming up in August. And Operation Finale. That's the one at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've got coming up in August. We're the height of the summer movie season at the moment, so a lot of big stuff coming out. A lot of just like, what they call popcorn movies. So
nothing wrong with those, though.
Nothing wrong with those. Those are what make money.
Yep. You got to make those so you can do your Operation Finales.
Exactly. All right. So if you like that, go check out our other movie reviews. We just posted up one of Teen Titans Go to the Movies. So check that out. And check out our stuff coming up. We also stream over on Twitch. And we have game videos and some other stuff here on our channel. So if you like listening to my horrid voice, you can go get more of it there. Until next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.